Hello, chat.
Oh, how are we, lads?
Here we go. Oh, Coke.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 27, the final Rugby League Breakdown podcast of the 2021 season or year, whatever you want to put it. Hope everyone's doing well on this Wednesday. Twilight here in New South Wales. It's still daylight. That doesn't get dark till fucking probably an hour, so it's still daylight. It's basically our afternoon still up here. I hope everyone's doing extremely well. I can see the chat is going absolutely bananas at the moment. Pro Enzo Vids, mate. How you going, my brother? How was your day today?
Yeah, mate. I've been all right, you know. Haven't done a whole lot, obviously in lockdown and that. But yeah, my day was all right, and I'm just ready to rip into the final podcast of the year.
Well, it's going to be a good one. We've got plenty to talk about this afternoon. Sam, mate, you look like you're dressed up, ready to go to a formal or a wedding. How are you going, mate?
Or a funeral. I'm good, mate. Last one for the year, mate. It's been such a pleasure, and let's send this one out as the best one for 2021.
This is the last one of the year. There is a 20% chance there might be another one before the year ends, but at this stage, this will be the final one of the year. Unless there's a bunch of news and something crazy happens between now and then, this will be the final podcast of the year. There still will be videos coming out on the channel every day, no matter what, whether it be a live stream on here or it's just a separate video. There always will be something going on every day. But yeah, it's going to be a good show. There's a few things to talk about tonight. Yeah, I'm just trying to read the chat at the moment. The chat's going absolutely bananas. It's very difficult to catch up with the live chat. They're all going berserk. Paddy G in the chat. How you going, Paddy G? Shout out to Paddy G. You know, he's been on the show a few times this year. But shout out to Paddy G. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He's a great bloke as well. I'd love to have a beer with him when the lockdown ends. That'd be outstanding. I'd love to have a beer with everyone who I've had on here this year. So, you know, thanks to everyone that has tuned into the podcast this year as well. It's much appreciated. Without the viewers watching the show, then there is no real show, is there? So thanks to everyone that has tuned in this year. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm just trying to read the chat here. Jesus Christ. It's very difficult.
Wow,
very hard to catch up, especially when you do the intro and you come in, you're like, holy fuck, the chat. But look, it's been a great year with the podcast. I think it's been successful. There was a period there in the season during the NRL where I was questioning whether the podcast would go ahead again. I was thinking about getting rid of the podcast, and Lorenzo convinced me to keep it, and I think that was the right decision. So I'm glad I have kept the podcast because I was going to get rid of it. So, yeah, I'm glad I kept it. But just in the chat real quick, Full Power NRL Games has been asking this a few times. He has a question, and he's been dying for me to answer it. And he goes, if a new team comes next year, that means automated team, so a bye every week, right? Yeah, I don't know. I hope not. If we will talk about the Redcliffe Dolphins potentially coming in the NRL, but I think there needs to be another team as well. You can't have 17 teams and then just have a team have a bye every week. It just doesn't work, in my opinion, anyway. But we will get into that. What I reckon we should just get straight into it. What do you reckon, boys? Get straight into it?
Absolutely.
Rock on, Ben.
All right. Well, let's rip into the first topic tonight, which is topic number 5, of course. Obviously, the NRL Grand Final. Where does it rank with the other Grand Finals, I guess, in the last couple of years? We'll start with you, Sam. What did you think of the Grand Final between the Bunnies and the Panthers? And where do you think it sits with all the other Grand Finals in the last 10 years?
Yeah, tremendous grand final. Sits inside the top 5, mate. I got to rewatch Cronulla versus Melbourne. I haven't seen that in a couple of years. I don't know if I put it over East versus Canberra. I thought that was a really good game, and nothing will top 2015. I probably put it in third or second spot, honestly, over the past decade. And it probably stays about the same since the turn of the new millennium or the NRL era, to be honest with you, Nick.
I think so. Personally, I still think 2015, 2016 are definitely better still than 2021. The Roosters Raiders one's a bit of a good debate, but yeah, I think it's been a good year. I think it was a good grand final. I'd probably give it. Hang on, time out. I have just received a $3 PayPal.
Oh,
Holy shit! Did not expect to see this. A $3 PayPal from Gavin Eggers. If I had more to give, I would. Great work. I will see you at Magic Round next year, bro. Shout out to Gavin Eggers for the $3 PayPal donation. That is much appreciated. Guys, if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. PayPal is the way to go. Oh, well, apparently it's Full Para NRL Games is the one that donated. His name's Gavin. Well, thank you to Full Para NRL Games for the $3 donation. And yes, I will see you at Magic Round. I will be there. I guarantee it. I might even do a live show there somewhere. We'll have to wait and see. But, oh, Jesus Christ, the donations keep coming in. Warriors NRL Fanatics, Super Chat, $5 Super Chat. He just sends a blank message. There's no fucking writing there. He just sent $5 without a message. That's all good. Warriors NRL Fanatics, thank you for the $5 Super Chat. Obviously, PayPal would be better, guys, but I'll take whatever comes my way. So thank you, Warriors NRL Fanatics, and thank you, Full Para NRL Games. Now, back to the grand final from this year. I still think 2015, 2016 were better. 2019 between the Roosters and the Raiders was very good, but I probably still have that game over 2021 between Panthers and Souths. I'm with you, Sam, but not by much. Lorenzo, where do you rank the grand final between Panthers and Souths in the last 10 years?
Well, it's near the top 5, I think, because obviously I think 2017, 2018, 2019, and last year, despite me being there last year, they weren't like great grand finals, in my opinion, because they're all pretty much one-sided. Or one was made by a really weird decision. But, I think, it's a great grand final. I think it's like one of the top 6, top 7 of the last 10 years, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. It was a great grand final, and at least, it was a tight one.
Holy fuck. Time out.
Leagues.
Again, Champa Leagues or Champa Videos, whatever he wants to put himself. He just sent a $30.99 fucking super chat. Holy fuck. Shout out to Champa. Fuck me. He says, loved being on the podcast. You are all legends. Shout out to Champa. $30.99. I did not expect to see that price racket come in like that. That is absolutely magnificent. Shout out to Champa for the $30.99. That is absolutely magnificent. And also, I want to say congratulations to Champa Leagues as well for becoming a dad. Congratulations for that. That is outstanding. Champa, mate, you are welcome to come on the show anytime you please. All you have to do is send me a message and you'll be on, bro. no problem whatsoever. $30.99 is very, very unexpected. I really appreciate the donations. Nick will be able to retire soon. I'm with you. Full power NRL games. Fucking Jesus. Did not expect to see that. One bit. Anyway, thank you, Champa. I appreciate it, my brother. You are a great, great man. What a fucking legend. Absolute legend. See, the donation's going off. I can't even keep up with the fucking live chat. It's going berserk. Unbelievable. Shout out to Champa for the $30.99. That is absolutely magnificent. Lorenzo, mate, so you reckon this grand final was better than the Roosters and Raiders grand final?
Yeah, because at least it wasn't made by a split decision that was controversial. I mean, going back to that Roosters Raiders game, like the majority of the game was close and it was actually a good contest, but just that the 6 against shit and all that sort of stuff, it kind of did, sort of ruin the whole game. So that's why I probably rate the Panthers and Souths game over that one personally. But yeah, I think it's a good grand final, this year's one overall.
The ending did ruin that it actually did ruin that grand final for mine. But I think we all agree that this grand final between the Rabbitohs and the Panthers probably in the top 5 since 2005. What do you reckon, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think so. Anyway, thank you to everyone that's sent donations so far. It's absolutely fantastic. Did not expect that. If you want to donate, feel free to do so, guys. I don't need to keep saying it, but PayPal is better because the money goes into my account instantly. But, mate, I really do appreciate the money that comes in no matter where it goes. I really do appreciate it. Well, let's move on to the next topic now. Topic number 4, where the career of Benji Marshall has come to an end. One of the greatest players I have ever seen in my life. He I can't even say that's the word. He revolutionized. Fuck it. He is one of the greatest rugby league players I've ever seen. What a fantastic career. He is unbelievable. What a career Benji Marshall's had. His time at the Tigers was outstanding. He won the premiership in 2005. And then I think he had a few injuries where it almost ended his career. I think his shoulder injury, he wanted to retire. His dad said, don't you dare retire. And then he had surgery, came back. 2010, 2011, the Tigers were so close to winning the comp that year. They were very close. They had a bit of a fall away there for a while. Benji went and tried rugby union. That didn't really work out. Came back to the NRL, went to the Dragons, was there for about 2 years. Did an okay job at the Dragons. Him and Widdop had a decent combination. They made the finals 2015. And then I think he ended up back at the Tigers. He went to the Broncos for about 2 or 3 years. Then he went to the Tigers. Everyone thought his career would end at the Tigers, and then he ended up going to the Bunnies and played in the grand final the other night. He had an incredible career. Sam, how will you remember the career of Benji Marshall?
I'll remember him for sinking the boot into the North Queensland's backsides a couple of times over the past 19 seasons. He is one of the best I've ever seen, and I dare say better than Stacey Jones. That's a massive call. I would consider to make him an immortal in the next 30 to 40 years. And I remember going to Townsville in 2019 and my first ever trip to 1300 Smiles, and Benji Marshall sunk the Cowboys' hearts in golden point extra time. He's just sensational, mate. He's so humble. It's unfortunate that his injuries between 2006 and 2009 were just so consistent. And if he didn't leave for rugby, I dare say he'd be a 400-game player as well.
He would be. I think so as well. Man, just an incredible career, man. Just unbelievable. Pro Enzo Vids, how will you remember the career of the legend himself, Benji Marshall?
Oh, look, I mean, he's an awesome player. He's had a fantastic career. He's represented his country, New Zealand, a couple of times. He's made the grand final in 2005 and obviously won it when he was a rookie, and including this year, made his second grand final ever, and that was obviously when they lost, but he's still done a great job to play 2 grand finals and accomplish that in his 18-year career, I'm pretty sure it was. So he's done a fantastic job, Benji Marshall, and I'll miss him because he's done a lot for the game. He's definitely changed the way the game sort of is now, and he's really I can't even say the word either, revolutionized the game, I think it is. So he's done an awesome job, and he's done great at every club he's been at. The Broncos, Dragons, Souths, Tigers, all the other clubs he's been at, he's done a great job for sure.
Just honestly, unbelievable career. How I will remember Benji Marshall, I believe he is going to be a immortal in about probably 30 years' time, a bit like what Sam said. I'd like to see the NRL change the immortal status so the players that should be immortals can become immortals. Like Darren Lockyer should already be an immortal, in my opinion, and a few others. But Benji Marshall's career, I think it was outstanding. 2005, the flick sucked the life out of me and all the Cowboys fans. 2008, the Rugby League World Cup. He was I think it was the 5'8" for New Zealand that year, and he pretty much outplayed the Australian side. He was outstanding. 2010, 2011, he was the best player in the world. He was unbelievable those 2 years. He won a Golden Boot, I believe. He's just one of the best players I've ever seen. I think he's the greatest New Zealand international rugby league player of all time. I really do. I know it's a big call. There's a lot of great players out there, lots of legends, but I think Benji Marshall is the greatest New Zealand rugby league player I've ever seen. He changed the way the halves play. I know his defense was never the best, but he always went out there and had a go every week. And he's going to be missed, but I think he'll be working on Fox Sports because he's always on 360 with those other drones. But I think he'll be working on Fox probably. So an unbelievable career. Definitely not the way he wanted to go out, losing that grand final against Penrith the other night. But I think Benji Marshall can look back on his career, hold his head up high and say, I had a pretty bloody good career, and I think it was outstanding. I still believe to this day that he should have been a one-club player for the West Tigers, but with the management and all that back when he left the Tigers to go to Union when he came back, he should have went to the Tigers, but we all know that situation there. One of the greatest players to ever play the game, and definitely a future immortal in my eyes. What a player.
Yeah, I'll never forget him standing linked in arms wearing the New Zealand jersey for the first time in many years, and just tears rolling down his face, man. That was such a beautiful moment from Benji, and it's obviously not the only one. He's just been magnificent, mate.
Another moment that I remember as well was you go back to 2010 when Fox Sports would only show the 3 Saturday games and the first Sunday game, which was the 2 o'clock game. Because back then, Fox Sports only had the rights to 4 live games around. And on the Friday night, you'd have the 2 games. Fox would have 5 games around that. They'd have the 3 Saturday games, the 1 Sunday was the 2 o'clock game, and Monday Night Football. And you go back to it, 2010, there was 2 games on the Friday night. If you're in New South Wales, you get the New South Wales game. If you're in Queensland, you get the Queensland game. I remember I think it was the 9:30 game. It was the Tigers versus the Titans at Campbelltown or Leichhardt. Can't remember which one. Tigers and Titans. Benji Marshall, 51-meter field goal. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. And National Sports Loader just said the same thing in the chat. Well, that was a great moment for mine. That was incredible. That was outstanding. As a young kid watching the footy growing up, I'm going, holy shit. Someone just kicked the field goal from 50 metres out, and that's Benji Marshall. What a player. Not many players can do that. I can't remember the last time someone kicked a 50-metre field goal. It doesn't happen very often. It really doesn't. So Benji Marshall, well done on a fantastic career. What a player. Anything else you want to add, Lorenzo?
No, but I've got some breaking news on the new Tigers logo for 2022.
Hey.
There's not a whole difference. Here it is.
Oh, fantastic.
hardly any change to it, if you ask me.
It's the tiger without its claws. It's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
tiger without its claws, basically.
Makes it worse, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Egad.
Don't like it.
Storm. Okay.
What? What? Hey, if Champ is still in the chat, let us know what you reckon about that, bro.
Look, if I'm ranking NRL logos of all 16 teams, the old West Tigers one was in my top 3 as one of the best. This one right here, it looks like dog shit.
Yeah.
I've said this 1,000 times in a lot of situations. If it ain't broke, it don't need to be fixed. The Tigers logo was not broken. It did not need to be changed. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. Look at that. Look at that tiger.
What is that?
Look at it. Like, oh yeah. Give me that tongue. Look at that. I'm gonna crawl on your ass tonight. Look at that. What a piece of fucking shit. You know, whose idea was this? Was it Justin Pascoe again making all dumb decisions?
Who knows, honestly.
Was it the board? Whose idea was this? I guarantee you, you get all the West Tigers fans, you put them all in Leichhardt over in Campbelltown, and you get them to do a vote. I guarantee you they're saying keep the logo. If you're saying, do we keep this or do you want this new one? They're going to say, give us this old one. This is
absolutely.
God, man. All right. Let's give it a ranking out of 10, lads, while we're live. And this was very unscripted because I thought that this was going to finish. I thought this was going to be announced after like 8 o'clock tonight or something. But, Sam, what would you rate that logo out of 10? 10 being the best, 5 being average, and just 2 or 3 being shit.
That's become the worst logo in the NRL. That's a 2. That's a 2 out of 10, mate.
Oh, look,
God.
I'd rather this one over the Gold Coast one. The Gold Coast one's shit house. I'd rather this one over the Titans.
Like, it looks less ferocious, like, somehow. Forget about that there's no claws on the tiger anymore. The other one looked more ferocious. That looks like it's a kid-friendly sort of PC version of the West Tigers logo. Bloody God.
Go on, Lorenzo. What would you rank it, bro?
Like Sam, 2 out of 10. It's completely shit. It's terrible. Like where's the claws? The claws make it like less, sort of intimidating. It's like I don't like it at all, in my opinion. It's
this logo looks like something of fucking GTA 5. It looks fucked. It looks like a fucking video game.
Say the exact same
look
thing.
At the cunt.
But like, what's it gonna look like on the chest as well, man? Like, it's just gonna be a head, and and the word West Tigers, it's disconnected. I mean, that's probably a great analogy for the club itself. It's disconnected.
Yeah,
true, actually.
I suppose the one thing missing from the Tigers logo, how come there's no ninth place part on the logo?
Exactly. Yeah.
They finish ninth every year.
Except this year.
Terrible. Fucking
far out. Well, there you go. I mean, Magpie supporters must be up in arms at the moment. Fair dinkum.
They would honestly feel sick. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. It's terrible. Shit. Seriously. New era, yeah. More shit.
Same old shit.
All right, let's move on from the fucked up
Tigers.
Jesus. I love the Tigers, but this is not good. Let's move on. Topic number 3. Now, I spoke about this on the corner post, and I am not going to say a single word about it because I will literally lose it again. I'm not even going to comment on it. Cameron Munster, Chris Lewis, Brendan Smith, Reece Walsh, they've all been fined and suspended. I'm sure we all know what their penalties are now. I'm going to ask you first, Sam. Were the punishments and the suspensions fair?
No. Melbourne Storm players dug the well, and Cameron Munster and Brandon Smith and Chris Lewis shit in the well. What a quote that is. Good on you, mate. Cameron Munster, Brandon Smith, they were up for awards at the Dally M's, and Brandon Smith at the very least accepted his Dally M award, and he looked like a shell of a bloke when he did. There's a 35 grand 35 grand fine from the NRL and 100 grand fine from the Melbourne Storm, which is suspended, and they only get suspended for 1 or 2 games. It's the biggest load of horse shit I've heard and seen in a very long time.
It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't have any words for it, to be honest. Lorenzo, mate, what do you reckon? What do you reckon, bro?
Look, I saw parts of the video today when they were all apologising. It's more like them three being the principal's office than more than anything. Like they're, I don't know, they weren't. I don't think that was good enough. It wasn't good enough. I mean, they were saying sorry to the older Melbourne Storm players, but what's that going to do? You know, that's not going to do anything. Saying sorry to the older Melbourne Storm players, like what's the point of that? Like, you know. I just think it's pretty pathetic overall, the whole thing, and and also the suspensions. I think the suspension of them getting each 1 match bans is really wrong in my opinion. So no, I don't like it at all. And their apology video today was not good.
Nah, bro, it wasn't good at all, was it?
Melbourne Storm showed zero initiative to get on the front foot like the Warriors did, like the Bulldogs did, who got rid of Okafiki Ogden. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
He's a good player too.
Yeah, Ogden was good, wasn't he? But Melbourne Storm, for a club that have Craig Bellamy in charge, and they're a bunch of pussies down there, and they wanted to make sure that they had the strongest possible lineup for at least round 2. It's an awful look for the Melbourne Storm, and it just digs their hole even deeper now for me, mate. I would pay money to see them play next year just so I can walk in with a megaphone and start blasting them with all sort of adjectives and insults, mate. Fair dinkum.
A fucking megaphone. Where the fuck are you going to buy that from, America?
I don't know. But you know what I mean, man. Yeah. You know, like, I want to pay money so I can go berate them. Fair dinkum.
How long should they have been suspended? Sam, what do you reckon?
I think I just said buy money. Sorry. I think they should have been suspended for at least... Well, Brent Naden got suspended for 4 weeks last year. At least 4 weeks.
Lorenzo, how long would you give them?
5 to 10 weeks, I think. I think that's reasonable.
I'd give them a 12-week suspension and a $50,000 fine each. You've got to make them learn. You got to make them pay. What's 1 week going to do? They'll go do it again. 1 week's not going to do anything.
No, fuck all, man. And for someone like Cameron Munster, who's on a multi-million-dollar deal as it is, and probably might make even more millions if the expansion clubs sign him up, $35,000 is, it's like dropping a $5 note to that bloke. And that's how it is for Brandon Smith and Chris Lewis as well, I'm sure, mate. People lose their jobs over way less than what these 3 bastards have done. It's illegal possession of cocaine. And they've been suspended for 1 game and fined for 35 grand. Meanwhile, average Joe or Jane have lost their job because they printed out the wrong message to put on a wall somewhere. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Mate, if I was at a pub and and someone gave me cocaine and the police pulled me up, I'd get fined in the cells. I'd be going to court. I'd probably end up in jail for it. It's just fucking disgusting. Disgusting.
And that's the other thing too, Nick and Lorenzo, that they haven't really come out and said, yes, it was cocaine. Everyone's still saying it was just a white powder. No. Come on, guys. Have some fucking balls and say that it is what it is.
Exactly.
Hypocrites, mate. I'm not going to talk about it, like I said, because I'm going to get really angry really quickly.
And
but
what about the drug testing as well? He got asked that by the journos, and the Melbourne Storm CEO, I forget what his name is, I don't care. He batted it off, put up the wall, and had it bounce off of him. What's going on with the drug testing in these clubs?
Fuck, honestly.
I think every club needs to be drug tested once a week.
At least.
Maybe, yeah.
Just to fucking be safe. You know, they're all getting COVID fucking test every week. Fucking swab down the mouth, up the nose. Why not give them a drug test every week as well? Why not?
And just a question without notice, boys. Lorenzo, if I may, I'll start with you, mate. I mean, Bronson Sherry is gone from the game for 4 years plus, probably forever, for performance-enhancing drugs. Now, he lied about it and he was playing with it for a year or so. But having possession of cocaine, bro, and you only get 1 match suspension, these boys should be suspended for the entire year next year for just bringing the game into disrepute as well, bro.
Exactly, but they're just, they're very lucky to get that sort of suspension. But it's completely wrong, isn't it? Because Jerry gets 4 years, and while they only get one week, there's no consistency, isn't there? And I mean, he's a cider sort of ban is the exact same as well, not the exact same, but it's definitely on the same path as what Munster, Lewis, and Smith did. It's just not good enough. I mean, it's not. It's terrible, isn't it?
Let's move on before I just lose it again with this whole situation. It's a fucking disgrace, and I think the NRL should be ashamed of themselves for the way they handled this. It's disgusting. Volandis and Abdo, they should put their resignation in the fucking NRL and resign immediately.
Absolutely.
We need people in charge who've got guts and have balls, not fucking soft fucking grapefruits. Anyway, let's move on. Topic number 2. Now, this is one that is very interesting. So there's been a lot of strong rumors lately that the Redcliffe Dolphins are going to be the next NRL team. There's going to be another team in Queensland. So the 4th team in Queensland. Apparently, the 17th NRL team is set to be the Redcliffe Dolphins, which I think is the perfect decision. They've got their own leagues club. They've got their own stadium. They've got their own. They've got plenty of money. They've got plenty of backers. They have it all up there. The facilities are ready to go. Redcliffe are set to be the new NRL team. They got a great junior system up there, from what I understand. They'll be able to attract plenty of players because Redcliffe's a very good area as well. Wayne Bennett is apparently going to be the coach. From what I understand, Wayne Bennett may have 2022 off. He may have the year off, and then he'll take over the new team in 2023. And then when they come into competition, bang, they're in. 2023, Redcliffe Dolphins are in. I guess the question is, I'll start with you on this time, Lorenzo. Is the Redcliffe Dolphins the right decision? And is Wayne Bennett the right man for the job?
Yeah, look, I believe so. I think the Redcliffe Dolphins are, the next best sort of team to come into the competition. I think I made a video back in January or February about this as well, because I remember the first time the NRL sort of announced this would be happening in the future was back then, and I made a video about it, and I said the Redcliffe Dolphins should be the next 17th NRL club. So, and I like it. I think it'll be really good, I'm sure by 2023, they'll probably raid a lot of players like Munster, Reid Marnie, all those sort of players. They'll try to, exactly, and all Queenslanders as well. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting, will it? And Wayne Bennett as coach, yeah, I think there's no better guy than him to sort of kick off the new club with that sort of coach. I think he's going to really do it's going to take time, obviously, but he will do a good job in terms of setting up the roster, recruiting the right players, and it's going to be a good start for them, I think. And I'm looking forward to seeing them in the competition. I think it's the right call bringing them in, and I have no issues with it.
I think Wayne Bennett's first year with Redcliffe, I think they'll get a lot of probably a lot of average players, so some players that can't get a go, so that they might get players like Chris Smith from the Bulldogs, who's not really wanted. They might get players like who else is there? There's a few of them going around. I reckon they will get a lot of reject players, which isn't a bad thing. But Wayne Bennett, if he's the coach, he'll be able to attract a lot of players. So players like Corey Allen, who are not really getting the run, he may go up there. I think he'll also get a lot of Queensland players. But, you know, when the Gold Coast Titans first came in, they had a little bit of early success. 2009, 2010, you know, after 4 or 5 years, you know, they had a lot of players like Scott Prince, Preston Campbell, Matt Rogers, Anthony LaFranchi, Marco Mealy, I think, and Luke Bailey, sorry. Had plenty of good players early on. So Redcliffe, I think if Wayne Bennett's in charge, I think a lot of things will go right for him. Sam, what do you think about this decision, mate, if it is Redcliffe?
Foundations are bloody good, aren't they, mate? They've got millions, squillions of bucks. They've got state-of-the-art facilities. I mean, a television show starring The Rock was shot there. That's how good it bloody is, mate. It looks magnifique, and they will sign some blockbuster players, mate, with Wayne Bennett at the helm. Wayne Bennett with 1 week, let alone a year. I mean, it's just dangerous. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, I can't wait to see what a Dolphins-Broncos clash is going to look like at Suncorp Stadium with 50,000 people there. It's going to be incredible.
It'll be an instant rivalry in the making. The Broncos versus the Brisbane Broncos versus the Redcliffe Dolphins becomes an instant rivalry because it's a local derby. It'll be fantastic. Wayne Bennett will be able to attract so many players as well, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great decision, and if it is Redcliffe, it'll be absolutely fantastic. I don't want to see this Ipswich Jets combining up with the Brisbane Firehawks. What a fucking stupid idea that is. I do not like that one bit. Redcliffe will be a great addition to the NRL. I think it'd be fantastic. So hopefully it happens. They will be targeting big-name players for sure. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think Redcliffe is the perfect choice.
The negative, I suppose, is the depth of players now that will be swallowed up. Because outside of that, week in, week out, there'll be a bye for a couple of years, and that's something that I think most rugby league fans don't want to have in the NRL for too long. So what happens then? Is there going to be enough depth to field a Perth side, or is there going to be enough junior talent in New Zealand to create a second side? That's the question. I mean, at the moment, our answer is a duck egg. But I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, there is a negative to it, and that's that week in, week out, there'll be buys. And I mean, someone pointed out there in the chat there too that Magic Round will have one team that won't be playing as well. So there are a little bit of negatives, but that's stuff's surrounding the outside of the Dolphins. But internally, mate, it's just going to be awesome. And I don't think they'll be called Redcliffe. I think they're going to change their name to Brisbane Dolphins or something like that.
I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. They should stay as Redcliffe. If Redcliffe is what they were built as, and then that's what they should stay as. I think they got to stay as that. Like when the Gold Coast came in, you know, they were the Chargers. They were other names. They didn't change. So it's got to be Redcliffe. Redcliffe Dolphins. It has to be. As for another team, well, I've said it 1,000 times, and I am still committed to this. It has to be the Central Coast Bears. It is an unbelievable junior system down there. They're all on the Central Coast down there. They're all down there. Every junior is down there. They got to get it going. Central Coast Bears. They can come in. Newcastle versus Central Coast will be an instant rivalry. It'd be great for that area of New South Wales. People are going to say, we don't need another New South Wales team. Come on. Central Coast is perfect for rugby league. What's the use of having that great ground down there where they can fit 20,000 if you're not going to use it every week or every second week? They've got to have it. Central Coast for mine and Redcliffe. Bring them in. Get them going. Perfect idea. That's what I'd be doing. Lorenzo, mate, anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, that's the other thing I would add as well, because I've been to Central Coast Stadium before. It's a great ground. You know, the facilities are pretty good there, and it's got to be like used. You know, it's got to be used. I think because there's no point of like having it. You know, having only 3 or 4 games there every year. You know, because it's a much better stadium than just using it for that many times. So yeah, so Central Coast Bears needs to be the next team or something like that. Has to be.
Yeah, well, I don't think Perth will work. I can't see Perth working. I think there's a lot of question marks with Perth. I really do. Plus, the time zone would only work on Saturday and Sundays. Realistically, it only work probably Saturdays. Really, to be fair. What else is there?
You could have a
New
game on
Zealand.
at 9:30 or 10 o'clock on a Friday night, man. Surely.
Yeah, the broadcasters will hate it though.
Nah, what they play reruns of a Marvel movie at bloody 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. You know, they'll be fine. They'll be fine with that, with a dedicated team in Perth for
I
sure.
don't think.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd flip a coin, but I actually love to. I disagree respectfully about Central Coast. I know that it's a great stadium, and I know that there is a junior pool there that hasn't really been utilised yet. But I just think the time has come and gone for a Central Coast team. And yeah, I am one of those people that say that there are way too many New South Wales teams. I mean, no, I won't say there are too many New South Wales teams. I'll say that it's just right at the moment. It's good at the moment as it is for New South Wales.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. I disagree. Central Coast, surely. Fuck it. What about New Zealand? Does New Zealand work again, like another New Zealand team?
It could, mate, but
Is the game big
the
enough?
Warriors.
Over there,
It could, but the Warriors need to get back home. And that was my whole point about Warriors having the most important year of their lives next season for 2022. I said that before it was revealed that most of their season next year will be at bloody Moreton Daily Stadium. They need to get home and play for their fans, play across the country, and get the fans involved again with the Warriors and have rugby league start to spark up. They're starving over there for some good footy, rugby league footy anyway.
hungry. They are very, very hungry. So someone in the chat said, well, what about another Victorian team? Fuck that.
Fuck that. Sorry, mate, but no way.
No.
They don't care about Melbourne enough as it is.
Yeah, they don't care about Melbourne down there. They don't give one single fuck. But anyway, let's move on from the potential other team. Topic number one now. How will you remember the NRL season for 2021? You know, what stood out for you? What will you remember the most this year? What was some of the good stuff and bad stuff for this year? What do you reckon, Sam?
I'd hate to be a Debbie Downer on the last show, mate. This is one of, if not the most negatively received years of rugby league that I can remember. It's been a bit of a chore to get through ever since Magic Round. This season for me will be remembered for Magic Round and the way that it changed the game for such a long time. Thank goodness we had some all-time classic finals matches just recently to sort of dampen the blow. But yeah, the fucking about by Peter V'landys to just go bang, change the rules and interpretations back in May was disgraceful, and it ruined the season, or nearly ruined the season for me. It was a fair old slog, and yeah, it just makes next year all the more exciting. So this year will be remembered for Magic Round for me, and that's got negative connotations on it.
Yeah. Lorenzo, mate, how will you remember this season?
Yeah, like Sam said, a very negative, sort of controversial season at the same time. We had some good games here and there, but overall, I think just in terms of the rules, in terms of, you know, just some decisions during the matches, it's kind of really put some fans off, I reckon, in terms of some of that sort of stuff. Finals was good. Finals footy was good. Like, we had some good finals games and that. But ever since Magic Round when they introduced those stupid high tackle rules and all that sort of sim bin send off shit, it's kind of really gone down a bit. So in a way, thank God the season's kind of done because I couldn't really bear seeing that happen again, like all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's been a really controversial season.
Yeah, for me, again, the negative part, I would say too many blowouts, the referees, too inconsistent, too many tries or no tries with the obstruction rule, the 6 again rule is a mess. I don't like how the referee can award a try then overturn it. They always seem to get that right and wrong too many times. The toss judges look like statues. Let the referees referee the game, and if they need the bunker, they will go and use the bunker. Stop blowing in your fucking ear all the time. Let the referees actually do their job. If there's a game on, if it's the Tigers versus the Seagulls at Leichhardt, or if it's if it's the Dragons versus the Roosters somewhere, then maybe fans won't want to go because they know what the outcome's going to be, a one-sided bloodbath. So you want games to be close and competitive, and I think this year, with way too many rule changes, I think they need to just go back to basics and just get back to what we all know the game is about and how good it is. But some of the good stuff about it this year, Melbourne versus Penrith was not the grand final like everyone said it would be. Melbourne choked in the finals, which was great. The Cowboys beat the Broncos earlier in the year, which was great. I won a lot of money off the Cowboys. I also lost a lot of money off the Cowboys, which is even worse. What else was good this year? Kyle Felt's just a gun. I love him in the corner. Try scoring machine. Love him.
Yep.
What else did I enjoy this year? Oh, I enjoyed Magic Round, attending Magic Round. I know it was a negative round with the rules, but I actually enjoyed going.
So as a spectacle, it was good.
It was good being in attendance, but
yeah.
When I left the ground, there were a lot of people that were saying, "I'm not watching footy again anymore," and all this. There were a lot of people upset. I also enjoyed when all the Tigers fans gave it to Ivan Cleary when the Tigers beat Penrith. That was good. I enjoyed that because fuck Ivan, he's a dead shit. Champer in the chat just writ the same fucking thing. Yeah. A lot of good things this year that I really enjoyed. Oh, the 2-point field goal, the first ever. That was bad. That was all right.
From Adam Reynolds, yep.
Adam Reynolds, yeah, that was good. What else was there? Cowboys had a few good games, even though it was shithouse. So, not the best year by any means, but there were some really good stuff there.
And look, I'm going to throw this to Lorenzo. There's two things, and I'll start with one more negative, and that's that this season will also be remembered for the Dragons barbecue breach. That took everyone by storm. And within that same fortnight, you had 6 Bulldogs breaking the COVID bubble and doing whatever that they did earlier on in the season. That was massive as well. But I think for me, the most positive story of the year is Tom Trbojevic. He single-handedly turned that club. We've spoken about it ad nauseum, but it can't be understated that that Tom Trbojevic, mate, had one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. And the way that Manly played, the attacking prowess, for example, when they went up to the Gold Coast and put 56 points on him, it was just incredible, mate. I think Manly are probably the best story of the year.
It's a real success. It's a real success story, I think, with Manly and just how they sort of turned around from losing 4 straight games to start the year, and then make finals from that sort of point. Because obviously I didn't really have any confidence that Manly would make the finals after 4 straight losses to start the season. But to their credit, they had the confidence and the guts to still do that, make it. So it was good to see. And Tom Trbojevic winning Daily M's, that's always good to see as well.
All right, before we move on, I want to know your favourite moment of the year and your most negative moment of the year. Start with you, Sam.
My most negative moment of the year is Magic Round, 100%. My favorite moment of the year was hanging out with you blokes on the late night footy show on my birthday. Cowboys got their first win in 10 weeks, and that was a good day, man.
Against the
That was
Dragons,
so
wasn't it?
much fun against St. George. So yeah, I definitely wanted to win that one because of what they did earlier on in the season, and they did it. So that was such a good day, mate. That's my highlight for the year.
Lorenzo, what's your favourite and most negative moment of the year?
The positive one has to be when I went to see Manly Warriors. I know I've mentioned this many times now, but going to the Manly Warriors game in round 5, seeing them break the 4-game losing streak, it was just crazy because Manly losing 4 straight games at the start of the year, and then me going in attendance, seeing them potentially maybe losing another 5 games in a row, but actually win the game, being there and seeing them get their first win of the year. It's just kind of unbelievable, actually, and meeting Entertain House at the game as well. Another, I guess, negative would have to be probably Magic Round. That's one, and also I didn't like the game where the Roosters played the Storm at McDonald Jones Stadium because that was supposed to be a blockbuster game. That was supposed to be really close, but Storm won 50-0 or something, which was I got really turned off by that. I did not like that at all. That was a terrible game.
All right, for me. All right, negatives. I don't think anything can go past the pre-game entertainment for State of Origin. The Veronicas, that was absolutely disgusting. One of the worst things I've ever seen all year. It just made me want to eat a banana that's been sitting on the bench for 6 weeks. It was fucking terrible. Disgusting sluts. The Veronicas. Also, another negative was the Cowboys losing to the Gold Coast twice. That was very hard for me to watch, and me raging the game against Cronulla where I put my fist through a Cowboys canvas and spat on the jersey. That was up there as well with the disgusting Veronicas. A positive, I really, really enjoyed attending the entire round of Magic Round, meeting a few rugby league YouTubers and just having the weekend of a lifetime up there. Magic Round is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and that was outstanding. I really enjoyed Magic Round, and I also enjoyed the Cowboys game against the Tigers earlier in the year, where it was our first time we won at Leichhardt since the year 2000, 20 years in the making, winning on a day that was so important for the Tigers. We came from Townsville to spoil their party, and that for me is one of my favourite moments of the year. And another one as well that I really enjoyed was New South Wales winning the State of Origin series again. Nothing better than watching the Blues win the Origin series. Always good seeing Queensland get beat in Origin. It would have been good if it was 3-0, but that and the Turbo's year this year was just out of this world. So they're my favourite and negative things of the year. Negative, without a doubt, is those disgusting, cock-sucking, dirty, mutt-fuggling, mole-faced, troll-eating, fucking toilet paper-sucking Veronica sluts. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. I never, ever want to see that again in my life. That made me physically fucking sick. Honestly. Oh, my God.
Oh. Yeah, as a second positive, if I may, just quickly, going to Leichhardt. I was there at Leichhardt Oval that day when Cowboys beat Tigers. It was, when they scored, I screamed and I could hear my own echo. That's how quiet fans of the West Tigers got when Cowboys got up 28-6 at halftime, and them booing their own team off the field. Yeah, you boys got to get to Leichhardt, mate, for sure.
As long as the Leichhardt faithful don't go throw beer bottles on the ground and start fights, then
and that's the thing too. I met a couple of West Tigers players, and they said, the locals get riled up. They'll bash on the bus door, and they'll do this, they'll do that. They did absolutely nothing. They got humbled, and on such a big day, mate. I mean, I felt a little bit bad for going for the Cowboys that day, but no. It was a weird day, man. Good day.
I would have been giving it to them. I guarantee.
I was absolutely. Yep.
That's good. Right, well, they're all the topics out of the way. Now let's get on to something else. Now,
yes, sir.
The NRL season's over. We all know that, but there is still 3 more rugby league games to get to before there's no more rugby league until February or something. So there's 3 games this weekend. So we got the Super League Grand Final on Sunday morning at 4 a.m. It's nice and fucking early. I'll probably stay up all night for it. Sunday afternoon, the Queensland Cup Grand Final is on, and also the £1 million game is on. If you're unfamiliar with the £1 million game, how it works is pretty much in the Betfred Super League over in England, there is 12 teams. Whoever comes last gets relegated to the other league, which is called the Championship. And the league Centurios have finished in 12th spot. They've come last. They are out. They've been relegated. They're going back to the Championship. So that means in the Championship, the winner of the Championship goes to Super League. So it is Toulouse Olympian versus the Featherstone Rovers. The winner goes to the Super League. The loser stays in the Championship League. Toulouse are the team from France. Featherstone, it's going to be a great game on, I'm not sure what date, I think it's on Sunday or Monday. I've got to have a look. Toulouse versus Featherstone. Who's going to win this game and go to the Super League? All I ask from you is just tell me who you think is going to win and just give me a margin. The odds are pretty even. It could literally go either way. It's literally tossed a coin. I'm going to ask you, Lorenzo, first. Who's going to the Super League, Toulouse or Featherstone?
Don't watch that sort of lower grade, grade, but like I watch the actual Super League. Yeah, like I don't watch the lower grades, but but like I just go Toulouse. Why not by 8 points?
Toulouse by 8. Yep. All right. I think Toulouse are actually the favourites. I think they're favourites by about $1, so there's not much in it. Sam, it's tossed a coin for you because you don't have a fucking clue, but who's going to win, bro?
Give me more credit than that, bro. No. Toulouse, from what I understand, went through the entire season undefeated or only with a single loss or something like that. So they've absolutely killed it, whereas I understand Featherstone had a couple of losses as well. And to only have $1 difference in the market, I think is kind of extraordinary, giving Featherstone a bit too much credit. So I will go for Toulouse to be that new side next year by 19 plus.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I'm going to go Toulouse, and I'm going to go Toulouse by 16 points. I think Toulouse will be too good as well. I'm with you.
Yep.
It could be Featherstone could win, but I think Toulouse are going to win. I think Toulouse are the better team, personally. And let's go on Sunday. So I got the fucking hiccups now after that nice can of Coke. Let me just get the odds here because I'm just going to have a look. Rugby League. There we go. So on Sunday afternoon, kick off at 4:10 in New South Wales, so 3:10 up in Queensland. It is the Queensland Cup Grand Final. It is the Norths Devils versus the Wynnum Manly Seagulls. This is going to be a good game. I watched a little bit of the Q Cup last week, the preliminary finals. North Devils versus Wynnum Manly. I'll start with you, Sam. Who's going to win this Queensland Cup Grand Final on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, I sat down and watched both of the Queensland Cup matches, and the North Devils weren't terribly impressive, and the more entertaining of the two clashes was the one that Wynnum Manly walked away with. Now, I might need correcting. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Selwyn Cobbo plays for Wynnum Manly. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That is correct. Cobbo, gee whiz, doesn't he have a presence? And Brisbane Broncos fans should be fucking excited about what he could bring next season. But North Devils were the minor premiers, so I'll keep it safe, go for the championship attributes, and I'll go for the North Devils to win 1-12.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. Lorenzo, mate, who you got? North Devils and Wynnum, and give us a margin, bro.
Yeah, I watched both games last weekend. I thought Wynnum Manly were pretty good with the ball. They seemed to attack pretty well as a team, especially a couple of players like, I think, Selwyn Cobbo's one. And isn't that Francis Toulier in that team? Francis Toulier? I'm pretty sure.
I'll tell you in 1 second, mate, because I'm on the website. Francis Toulier for who? Wynnum?
Yeah, Wynnum.
No, I can't see him anywhere here, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, maybe North Devils then. But no, they played pretty well last week with Manly. But North Devils actually looked like the better team, in my opinion, when they played last week as well against, I think, they played better. And I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go over random tip because I don't watch Queensland Cup that much, but I'll tip North Devils to win probably maybe 28 points to 18 by 10 points.
All right. Sounds good. Well, the odds are $1.90 each, so it's literally flip the coin. It's even money bet. I'll go through some of the NRL players and former NRL players that are playing. So for
Yeah.
Norths, they've got Nene McDonald in the side there, Jacob Guggins there, Tyrone Roberts, Danny Levi, Levana Pelu used to play for the Warriors. Ben Nakawaba, he used to play for Salford. I think he was in the NRL at one stage as well.
Yeah.
As for Wynnum, they've got the likes of David Mead, Richie Canner, Selwyn Cobbo, Jesse Arthurs, Deloza Hosta played a couple of games in the NRL. TC Rabati's there. Good old Zeb Taylor. Good to see him in there. I thought he was good last week. Luke Bateman is there. Got a few players there winning Manly. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. It could literally go either way for mine, but I'm going to go with Wynnum Manly. I think Wynnum Manly will win. I think I've got a bit more strike in that team with the likes of David Mead, Cobbo, Kenner, Arthurs. The back row is good. You know, Rabati's a good player. Zeb Taylor, plenty of experience, even though he's a bit slower. Luke Bateman's good. So I'm going to go Wynnum Manly. I'm going to go Wynnum Manly by 6. And you know what? I'll go Jesse Arthurs will man the match. Just a random guess. Who knows? Should be a good game, though. And the final preview is going to be the Super League Grand Final, Sunday morning, kicking off at 4 a.m. in New South Wales, 3 o'clock in Queensland. So nice and fucking early. It is the Catalan Dragons making their first ever Super League Grand Final up against the reigning back-to-back champions, St. Helens. If Saints win, it'll be a three-peat for the first time since Leeds. If Catalans win, it's their first ever Super League Grand Final win. The odds for the game are unbelievable. St. Helens are $1.35. Catalans at $3.15. Very good odds for Catalans. James Maloney's final game in rugby league. It's going to be a fantastic grand final. Now, just to refresh everyone's memory, these two sides played about 6-8 weeks ago at Magic Weekend, and St. Helens led by 18 points with 4 minutes to go. Catalans came back, leveled the game at 24 all, and Catalans won in Golden Point, 25-24 with a James Maloney field goal. This is going to be a great game. Sam Tompkins won the Man of Steel, which is basically the Dally M over here. So Sam Tompkins is basically the Super League Dally M of the year. This is going to be a great game. I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to start with you, Lorenzo. You're a St. Helens fan. What do you think about this game, mate?
Yeah, look, it's first of all, I'll say it's good to see Catalan Dragons back in the Super League Grand Final. You know, they never won one before, and you know, they only came in the Super League of like 2007, 2006, or one of those sort of years. So you know, it's good to see them sort of get to that big stage. You know, but as for my Saints, you know, my St. Helens always a very competitive team. They're like the Melbourne Storm of the Super League, pretty much. You know, they're always that second, first spot every year. And obviously, they're the back-to-back champions over in England. So, you know, a three-peat could be on the cards next Sunday. Yeah, but look, I think, you know, I think it'd be good to see Catalans win. And I wouldn't mind if Catalans did win because a bit of a change, you know, a bit of a change would always be a good thing. But I just think St. Helens, you know, they've got the bigger experience in bigger games like the grand final, and I just trust them a bit more, I think, and hope they win, and I think they will. So I'll tip St. Helens to win, maybe 30 points to 18 by about 12 points. I just think that they will be a bit too strong, and I'll just give it an anytime try scorer, actually. I'll go with anytime try scorer just quickly, and I think Regan Grace will score anytime, and you know what? I think he might get a double.
Oh, okay. Wowee. Sam, mate, I know you don't watch much Super League, but I know you watched the Challenge Cup between St. Helens and Castleford a while ago. Mate, who do you reckon wins this one? Who wins the grand final?
St. Helens did very well to sort of weather that Castleford Storm and run away with it in the end. And I've just known St. Helens to be that team that's consistently up there, but they obviously have a better culture than the Melbourne Storm, that's for sure. Catalans, it's great to see James Maloney go out in a grand final, but this might sound really soft, but Lachlan Coote used to play for North Queensland, and I just have him way up here. And for that reason, I'll go for St. Helens. I want to see Lachlan Coote win a grand final again, I think, before he goes off to Hull KR next season. And I think they'll probably win by about 7 points this weekend.
So Saints by 7. All right, I like it a lot. It's tough. I tell you, it's very tough. But the question I have with Catalans is, can their forward pack go with the likes of Wormsley for the full 80 minutes? I don't know. Last time they played, Wormsley had a bit of a busted knee, and mate, last week against Leeds in the preliminary final, he just went absolutely berserk. This is going to be a great game, but if Catalans are going to win, they're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to have to play very unorthodox. They can't play through the middle against Saints. If they do, they will get absolutely rolled. So, tough one to pick. Catalans winning would be a good story, but I'm with you guys. I just think Saints will be too good. I just can't see them losing. Too much quality, and next year's going to be a bit different for Saints because they're losing a few players. Lachlan Coote's not going to be there. Kevin Nguama's leaving. Joel Thompson's retiring. They're losing a few players, so it's going to be interesting to see how they go next year. But I'm going to go St. Helens, and I'm going to go St. Helens by 20. I just think Saints are going to be far too good. I want Catalans to win, and I'll be cheering for Catalans when I'm watching the game. But I'm going to tip St. Helens to win by 20. I'm going to go St. Helens 30 points to 10. I just think they'd be far too good. I think they've got too much quality for Catalans. Catalans do have the quality, but the problem is, you have a look at the matchups on the field. Catalans wingers found Yaha and Tommy Davis up against the likes of Regan Grace and Tommy Makinson. Makinson and Grace are the elite. Tompkins versus Coote is going to be a great matchup. The centers, Samasoni Lange, he's got plenty of experience as well, and Dean Farre up against Kevin Nguama and Mark Percival. Good matchup there. I think the best matchup of them all is James Maloney versus Johnny Lomax. A fantastic matchup there. Cannot wait for that matchup. Looking forward to the game. But I think if Catalans are going to win, Sam Castellano coming off the bench, he may have to come on a bit earlier than what he normally would and make an impact. So I'm going to go St. Helens, 30 points to 10. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Lachlan Coote. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to go with James Roby, the hooker for St. Helens. I think he'll be anytime. And if I had to pick a man of the match, I'm going to go with Johnny Lomax. I think he'll be dominant in the grand final. I think Johnny Lomax will be man of the match, and I think Saints win by 20. But I hope Catalans win it. I really do. But should be a great grand final nonetheless. Will you guys be watching it, or is it going to be too early for you guys? 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, nice and early.
No, I'll be watching. I'll be staying up because my team, and I usually stay up pretty early or late anyway to watch every Super League game I can. So no, I'll be up.
Dan, you going to be up, mate, or you going to be sleeping?
See what happens, mate. See what happens. It's a big occasion, so I might actually get up for it.
Set the alarm for 3:50 a.m.
Yep.
Well, put it this way. It might be the last rugby game of the year because I think the Queensland Cup's on Sunday as well. So there's literally like 2 games left of the year, so it's quite sad. But that might do it for the podcast tonight, guys. The last one of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Go and check out Pro Enzo Vids and Sam Rebel's YouTube channels. If you don't, I'll be disappointed. Go check them out. Subscribe to them. Guys, that might be it for the that's it, boys. What a great show. What a great year it's been for the podcast.
Yeah. Look, I just want to say thanks for, bringing the podcast back. Obviously, it was doubts if it'll ever be back again. But luckily, you bring it back, Nick. And I've got to say, I love the podcast. It's so good. And yeah, so I say thanks, Sam, for coming on as well, and being another guest like myself. It's good to have the addition of Sam here as well. I think it's great for the viewers to have him in here as well. But yeah, great podcast. I'm sure everyone enjoys it a lot, and looking forward to it being on again next year.
Absolutely. Well said, Lorenzo. Sam, mate, last one of the year, mate. It's very sad, though, isn't it? It's the last show of the year for the podcast.
Look, let's not try and say the word sad, mate. It's
Yeah.
let's start getting excited for episode number 1 next season, mate. I thank you so much for the kind words, Lorenzo, mate. You've held yourself very well for a young man, and you are a very impressive young man, mate. And you're just going to continue evolving from here on out. I have to just hook, line, and sink you just one more time, Nick, just for old time's sake. We've got some NRLW happening in January, boys, so it's not going to be too long until we see another game of rugby.
Oh, no.
Well, we've got some rugby league to look forward to in January.
I'd rather watch a fucking cooking show.
And Nick, mate, you've done such a fantastic job, not just with this show, but your channel, mate. And you've just gone from strength to strength, and you have become one of the more predominant figures in rugby league YouTube across the land, mate. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You guys are the co-creators. You guys were a part of the first ever episode. So for that, thank you for giving us some average Joe like myself and average Jane another avenue for instead of watching NRL 360 every Wednesday night or thereabouts, boys, because it's uncut, it's raw, and it's a whole lot more real than what's dished up in the mainstream media. So, but yeah, thank you so much. And if I can just give just one plug as well, I'm going live with Entertain House in an hour or so. So come check out my stream of NFL. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It will be some fun. But yeah, thank you so much, Nick and Lorenzo. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, mate. I really appreciate it. Very kind words there, mate. I really appreciate it. But it's been a great year with the podcast. I think it's been successful. You know, I had doubts there for a while about the show. I think there was about 2 weeks I didn't even do it. So I think it's been a very good year with the podcast. And thanks to everyone that has enjoyed the show. It's been absolutely fantastic. But
exactly.
Like
thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
Turn off
everyone that tunes in.
Turn off 316. Come watch this. It's a lot better.
Exactly.
Yeah, the chat as well. Thank you to the chat. You know, the chat's been outstanding. Everyone in the chat have always had a good opinion, and you know, you get a couple of dead shits in there here and there, but it's always entertaining with the live chat. So I really do appreciate everyone that takes the time out of their day or night to watch the video. I really do. It means a lot. But that might do it, lads, for the podcast for the year. But tomorrow I'll be doing the New Zealand Warriors 2021 season review. Sam, Lorenzo, thank you. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Have a great Wednesday night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and see you guys in the next one.
Adios.
See you, Sam. See you, chat. See you next year.